From news and views, issues and opportunities, we'll have in-depth conversations with decision makers to find out what they know and what they think. I'm Rico Hizon, inviting you to join the exchange because your business is our business. This October, we celebrate museums and galleries and their role in championing Filipino ethnicity, culture, and history. These institutions showcase artists to tell their stories and make a living through their work. And as the arts, just like many sectors, face fresh innovations and new technologies, how are galleries staying relevant and profitable? The Philippines has rich collections of works from cultural heritage to natural history. How is the government enriching them while fostering appreciation among our kababayans? Let's now have an exchange with the Director General of the National Museum of the Philippines, Jeremy Barnes. Jeremy, thank you so much for joining us. After the pandemic, has there been renewed interest among our kababayans to visit museums and galleries in this month-long celebration?
Hi, Rico. Thanks for having me. Yes, absolutely. Just like we've been seeing in other sectors of the economy and around the country, there has been revenge museum visits. We've hit really record numbers since last year, but definitely this year, our highest visitor numbers on record. It's going to be a banner year, not only here in Manila, but in many of our regional museums.
How does the National Museum choose which ones to highlight and showcase with so many works in your back room? How do you rotate works?
Yeah, well, what we aim to do is show the fullest range and diversity of Filipino art that we can, both from our own collection and, because we don't have everything, from loans from other collections. So our direction is really because we know that this is the main museum that most people come to, and this is probably the first museum people will come to, and if they have a good time, they'll go see other museums because we're free and we're big and we're out there, well known. So we want to show the best of as many artists as we can. So from the masters and the classics like Juan Luna, Hidalgo, to much lesser known artists, all kinds of styles, all kinds of periods.
But Jeremy, iconic artworks that we are seeing right now inside the National Museum are confined within four walls. What is being done to reach a wider market, especially putting the works out there, public art, seeing them in streets, street corners, in parks and other places?
Yeah, sure. Traditionally, museums are limited to the spaces within the museum proper. So we've tried to make our museums bigger, more accessible, open longer, and we've tried to bring our collection all around the country by making museums all throughout the various regions. We also try to make our collection available to other museums, other exhibits, but yeah. We're kind of at that point where we still need a museum spaces for people to come and see our collection. So right now the main answer is creating more museum spaces. And we've seen people really like what a museum space is.
Correct.
And so the more museum spaces we put up, the more audience we really have. There's a lot of museum development happening on the government side at all levels, national and a lot local.
Jeremy, thank you so much for this public art appreciation exchange. Jeremy Barnes of the National Museum of the Philippines. Here now are the week's top business stories. The Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas raised borrowing costs to 6.5% in a surprise move to arrest surging prices. The national budget deficit from January to September reached 983 billion pesos. This is below the government's 1.1 trillion peso target for the period. And the BSP's latest survey reveals residential property prices posted double-digit growth in the April to June quarter. And straight ahead on the exchange, where your business is our business, How do artists in the country make a living in pursuit of their passions? We ask visual artist and gallerist Alfredo Esquilio next. And running a gallery is also serious business. We have an exchange with Galeria Duemila and the Ateneo Art Gallery right here on CNN Philippines. News you can trust.